YouTube, what's going on? I have a pretty quick video for you tonight. Really low battery, so a couple of things in the mail today. If any of you are looking at maybe starting a diorama, what I would recommend, if you want paved roads, get a can of the AK Terrain's asphalt. If you're just going to make one, then I probably wouldn't go with the static grass. But if you're going to make multiple dioramas, it might be worth the investment to get a static grass applicator. But this stuff here is super cheap, and you can get it at Hobby Lobby. But I'm in a small town 3 hours away from the nearest Hobby Lobby. So for me, I bought it online. But this is a coarse turf, woodland scenics. They also have a fine turf. I think the coarse turf is a little bit better, but it really just depends on what you're modeling. But here is some of the coarse turf here mixed in with some of the static grass. But here, this yellow is also coarse turf. It's just that's a more of a dead grass look. But it's very versatile. You can use it on, like if you wanted to put like weeds coming out of the cracks on the retaining wall. It works great for that. Here's more of it on top of the retaining wall. But also, I use it for the bushes and the trees. And what I do is I do a medium green for the coarse turf, and then on the knock leaves I get a light green, and then you get a really cool looking contrast. So anyways, I did get those 3 landscape country road dioramas listed. They end on Sunday, so if you want a chance at purchasing a diorama at what I think is going to be a cheaper price than what they've been going for, all 3 of those might be your opportunity. I don't anticipate any one of those going for more than 80 to 100, but it's happened before, so I don't know. I don't want to say for sure, but I don't think they'll go for too terribly much. This one here, I'm gonna try to get listed this weekend. I need to put the windows in the building and some door handles. And I was debating on doing a chain link fence. I don't think I'm going to do that. I don't think I'm going to do anything else with this particular diorama. And when I sell this one, the tree will not go with it. I'm going to keep the tree. These trees take about 3.5 hours to make from beginning to end. It will include the back fence, but it's not going to be attached. So whoever buys it will have to glue the fence down. It's real easy. Just take wood glue, run a bead of wood glue along the bottom of the fence, and then just attach it, support it until the glue dries, and you're good to go. It will include this tree here and this one here. This little one. The big one, not included. But you'll get the board. You know, it will include all of the ground, obviously the ground cover, the brick retaining wall, pretty decent looking modeled little dirt parking area. And then you have the asphalt lot with the loading dock. And none of this stuff is going to be glued down either. So whoever purchases this, it's up to you if you want to permanently fix it. If I were keeping this, I would, but whoever buys it, maybe they don't want to do that, because if you take the building off, then actually I'll show you real quick. The dock, the dock here is just made out of cardboard. So here you can see underneath. So it comes up real easy. Building is also made out of cardboard. But if you take the building off, then you're left with more space for cars. And the retaining wall goes all the way across. So anyway, so let's take a look at this car and then we'll wrap up the video. For me, as a collector, this has been the highest anticipated casting release for me, probably since the 60 series Toyota Land Cruiser. So happy that it's finally here. Right now, my most anticipated casting release is the square body Suburban from Greenlight, and that's supposed to hit this summer. So really looking forward to that. But yeah, this is super nice. I mean, at first glance, this looks almost like it could be a TLV. It's got a very high level of detail. I mean, if you just look closely at like the weather stripping around all the glass, the plastic side view mirrors, the chrome bumpers with the composite, it's just so well done. Prototypical wheels, the luggage rack, the windshield wipers, even the back has a rear wiper. This is really my only complaint about the casting is the height of the seat backs. Like, why? Why would you do this? It's so dumb. It's so dumb, so disproportionate. If you're not going to correct that, why not just tint the windows so we don't have to look at it? Which, honestly, rear windows should be tinted anyways on cars like this. In fact, later on, getting into the early to mid 90s, I think they came tinted from the factory. I don't even think it was an option at that point. So anyways, we had one of these growing up. Ours was the Grand Caravan, which I kind of wish they had done. This car did to the automotive industry what Nirvana did to rock music. It revolutionized the auto industry. And the minivans dominated from the mid 80s all the way into the early 2000s until SUVs and crossovers kind of took over. It kind of became uncool to have a minivan. And so families started going to the SUVs with third row seats. So you'd get like your Honda Pilots, your Toyota Highlanders, even cars like the Tahoes or GMC Acadia. But this was the way to get your family from point A to point B if you had more than 2 kids. So you in the 1990s, you couldn't drive down any street and not see a Dodge Caravan or a Plymouth Voyager or a Chrysler Town and Country, which, by the way, I would love to see them do the Chrysler trim package on this. That would be sweet. That would be awesome. Yeah, so the Dodge was the Caravan, the Plymouth was the Voyager, and the Chrysler, which was the high-end one, was the Town and Country. Pretty cool. This is a very significant car. I think, I don't know if this was one of Lee Iacocca's pet projects or not. It might have been after him. But, the Dodge Caravan really did change the world of the automobile. And I think at some point, these might be coveted the way that we see, it's hard to predict, but I think that the minivan will make a return at some point just because of the size and the economy of owning it. It was a fraction of the price of a Tahoe, or even like a Honda Pilot. I don't know if the Pilots were around when the Caravan was. Might have come after, but they were economical. They were affordable. They got decent gas mileage, and I don't know. Maybe they don't make a comeback. In a way, this was like the station wagon of the 90s. So maybe not, but I am glad that Autoworld did it, and I think they did a great job on it. I think the stance looks good. The only thing about it that I don't like is the seat backs are way too high. Like, it almost makes me wonder if the interior in this isn't put in correctly. But it looks like it is. It just, look at the front captain seats go all the way to the ceiling. And then these go all the way up, halfway up the back window. That's just so inaccurate. Tacky looking. But other than that, I do like it a lot. I'm glad they did it. And that's it. So, probably be starting a new one of these. I'm not going to have as much time, but I'm just waiting for an idea. As soon as I get an idea on what to do, I'm going to start the next project. So be on the lookout for that. And then if any other cool castings like this come out, I'll be sure to pick them up and show you what I think. Here's another new Autoworld casting that I think came out pretty good. I think Autoworld's doing a nice job. I love how they're hitting the 80s. It's time. It's time for the 1980s cars. So, thanks for watching. I'll holler at the next video.